Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have to make a distinction when I talk about Ukraine about two things. One thing is the Ukrainian nation and people, and the other one is the leadership of Ukraine. Now when I'm talking about Ukraine in I don't know, roughly, I talk about those guys, the guys in control of the Ukrainian nation. I have nothing against Ukrainian nation. I have against those guys that control the Ukrainian nation, and they use the Ukrainian nation for not even their interest, for outside interest. All right? So this is how it goes. When you hear about the statements the leaders are making, or at least when I hear, it gets me a little bit, to say mildly, upset, not to say very angry, but little by little it started from nothing, like, oh okay, these guys were attacked by the Russians, well, it's this and that, okay, but slowly these guys in charge of the Ukrainian nation became such narcissistic individual, paranoid tyrants, that really I can't stand them anymore. I can't. And they think they reached a point about, I don't know, 4 months ago, when the point where they think that everybody else, the whole planet, should care and support them, drop everything and give them. And they, from asking first, they ended up demanding it by shaming everybody else who does not or do not support their being kicked in the teeth. Because now I have some news for these guys. I don't care about you guys at all. I care about the Ukrainian nation. It is used and in the middle between the Russians and those guys, and you are facilitating that. These guys are just weasels. They are used by outside forces. Now let me read you an article how this clique of clique of people, they demand countries support them 100% because everyone should just drop everything and just pick a side. And the only side that you have to pick actually is you. Is pick a side, me or me. Which one you pick? But you have two options. So that's how it goes. You have the first option, which is me, and then the second one is Mr. Me. So this article comes from European Pravda from today, 31st of August 2022. Ukraine counts on Serbia's clearer position regarding Russian aggression. Minister of Foreign Affairs. What if I don't care about anything? What if I don't care about what position you're expecting me to have? Why would I care? I don't care. And if I have one, I let you know when I want, when I feel like. Okay? Not when you want it. How about that? Now you know what? Get out. So, let's go. As an EU candidate, Serbia should condemn Russian aggression and join the EU sanctions. Not really. Not really. Not every country in the European Union has to think the same unless we don't have freedom of thought, of expression. Maybe some people, these guys are really thinking that the issue is clear-cut. I don't think it's clear-cut whatsoever. I mean, I can tell you how the nuances are, but I don't think they're the victims. I'm not about these guys. Ukraine is the victim, yes, the nation, but them, no. And they are unfortunately hide behind the Ukrainian nation to say we are the victims. Yes, you are the victims, but then who's the aggressor? Why are you the victim? And then you have that unprovoked invasion and attack of Russian Federation. Can I be skeptical? And I can provide you about 7 reasons why it's the unprovoked issue could be challenged. But no, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to use your brain, you're not allowed to use facts. You have to, with your heart and your guts and that, to go and support them. Well, I'm used to be, at least in my head, a free person. I know I'm not, but, at least I think I can think freely and I can make my own decisions. Now, these guys want everybody to have the same decision. Now, if I say something wrong here, people and maybe other, medium will, take offense of that, which I really don't care if someone takes offense. That's not something that really bothers me. I'm concerned with. I'd lose sleep if someone is offended because of the truth. I'm not concerned whatsoever. I'm concerned that you get offended me telling you the truth. That's why I'm concerned with that, not that you got offended. So let's see what this guy wants. So Oleg Nikolenko, the spokesman of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, met with Serbian journalists on Wednesday and told them about Russia's war against Ukraine, support from partners, and combating Russian propaganda. Okay, did he tell them about this? About the paymasters, the sponsors, United States, Great Britain, and some European countries? Did you tell them about that? No. That's the support of the partners. That's the support. Did he tell them about who sponsored whom to overthrow the 2014 legitimate government of Ukraine? And who are the traitors who actually conspired and succeeded in overthrowing a legitimate government with the help of outside interference? Hey, election interference? How about direct interference? So, did you tell them about that too? No. And then how did you tell us about, or did you tell them about combating, Ukrainian propaganda or the paid corporate mass media in the West propaganda? Did you tell them about that? No. Why? Because you're a weasel and you're dishonest. That's why. And I'm quoting, I emphasize that Ukraine counts on the clearer position of Serbia as an EU candidate regarding the condemnation of Russian aggression and joining the EU sanctions. The room for maneuvers of Moscow in the context of its hybrid war against Europe must be closed. No, I think it's a hybrid war from one or two countries in the West against Russia. Not this is not a hybrid war against European Union. He tries to get, we are all together in this. No, we're not all together. You are in it and Russia is in it. That's it. You try to drag us into because your masters put you in the position that you are in this and you get your teeth punched in by those guys. That's the problem. And the thing is, you're not hurt whatsoever. The Ukrainian nation is hurt, and this is what hurts me and bothers me. These guys, they will be fine. They will be fine. Lose or win, that doesn't mean win. Whatever. These guys will not end up bad. I guarantee you. But the population, the Ukrainian nation, is already decimated by decision made somewhere else. Somewhere else. I vouch my reproductive organ. My God. All right. So, the room for maneuvers of Moscow in the context of its hybrid war against Europe must be closed. Why don't you beat it? You're just Ukraine. Move. What do you want? Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić claimed that Serbia suffers a lot by refusing to impose sanctions on Russia. Even though, and I'm quote, life would be 10 times better if we impose the sanctions. Serbia will evade this step to the end. Well, you have an authoritarian little dude in Ukraine that expects everybody else to do everything he wants. Now, I posted a video about a minute ago regarding Kuleba, the Ukraine foreign minister, blah, blah, blah. He met other weasels from the European Union in Prague, Czech Republic, and he demanded over there that the time of half measures are done. Guys, you got it? You gotta give us 100 support. What we got right now, crumbs, should end because we say so. Can you imagine those guys did not even know where Ukraine was about 7 months ago? And this guy dares to say that. I remember how Romania came in front of the European Union and the big European countries with a hat in their hand and like that. That's the way the Ukrainians came. But all of a sudden this guy, Kuleba, comes and tells these guys that, hey, you know, your shit is up, done. You gotta do this, otherwise you're bad dudes. What? Go back to your little shitty place where you came from and leave us alone. How about that? But that's not how it works. That's not how it works. So I'm very irritated when I see this kind of weasel-like behavior. Imagine this guy in real world, in the neighborhood, doing what happened. Put this in the neighborhood context. What would you do? I tell you what I would do if I would be in Romania, and that would be this side of the hand. Where do you think this would go? This side. I'm just, where do you think that's gonna go? All right, so thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.